Hey everybody, Steve here, and welcome to My Guitar Journey. Today I want to talk to you about your very first guitar, or perhaps a guitar for your kid. And the big question of, what should I buy? Should I buy an acoustic, or should I buy the electric? Well, the answer is, it depends. And if you think that's a cop-out, let me justify it. If you, or the person that you're buying the guitar for, is truly interested in folk music or just playing a few chords around the campfire or what have you, then an acoustic is a really good choice. But let me tell you this, if you're aching to shred like all your guitar heroes, then an electric is really the only way to go. Now, I have heard many people say the only way to start is with an acoustic guitar. But if you or your kid truly wants to play an electric, I totally disagree with this. An acoustic guitar is humongous, especially for a small child. I mean, obviously there's smaller ones, but the thing is massive. And the circumference of the neck, or the distance that your hand is going to have to wrap around to grab chords, is significantly larger than it is on an electric guitar. So the reality is that when you're first starting out, an acoustic is hard to play. And let's get right down to it. The only way you are going to get good at guitar is if you're motivated to practice. If your true dream is to shred like all of your favorite guitar heroes, then the acoustic's just not going to do it. You're not going to be motivated to play. The other thing about an acoustic is that you really can't play quietly. So if the only time that you have to practice is while everybody else is in bed, you're going to have to go so quietly and so tentatively, it's not going to be a very rewarding experience. So let's talk about the electric. This thing is much, much smaller. Much easier to handle. It's not big and bulky, and I don't feel like I'm really having to try to reach around the instrument to get to it. The other thing is that the neck is significantly smaller. So it's going to be easier for me to grab chords, change chords, and effectively have more fun playing in the beginning. And let's face it, if you're not having fun, or your child's not having fun, they will not be motivated to continue to play. So the whole concept of, buy an acoustic and get an electric later after you've learned how to play the acoustic, I don't buy that. I say buy an acoustic if you want an acoustic. But if you or your kid truly wants an electric, this is really the only way to go. Here's another thing. It's much, much quieter than the acoustic. I was able to get through my entire first year continuing to be motivated because I was practicing after everybody went to sleep. And I was practicing with the electric, but not plugged into any amplifier or anything like that, and just quietly learning the chords and going about my business without worrying about how loud things were. So let's talk about cost. This is a Fender Squier. Now, this isn't how it started life. I've done some modifications to it and stuff like that, but when I first got it, I bought it in a pawn shop for 50 bucks. Now, this is also used, but it's not a bare bones entry-level guitar like this one was, and it cost me $100. So, in reality, when it comes to cost, if you look at eBay and you look at Craigslist and your local Facebook and stuff like that, you're going to be able to find an affordable guitar, whether it be an acoustic or an electric. So price really isn't that big of a deal. The bottom line is, are you going to continue to play? Are you going to be motivated to continue to play? This is lighter, easier, more mobile, quieter, and to be honest with you, once you plug it in, it's a lot more fun to play. Hopefully that sheds some light on which route you should take. If you're looking for some good entry-level guitars, I'll have some links in the description of this video. Fender, which you've probably heard of, makes a entry-level guitar called the Squier. And every guitar manufacturer that I can think of has many different levels. Like, for example, Fender has the Squier, then there are Fenders that are made in Mexico, and then there are custom Fenders that are made here in the United States. Same thing with Gibson. Gibson has a cheaper brand called Epiphone. ESP has a cheaper brand called the LTD. And then, of course, with the acoustics, you've got Martin, you've got Taylor, you've got Yamaha, many, many other manufacturers that have a full line of guitars to choose from. So the big takeaway here, and the single most important thing, is buy what is going to motivate you to continue to play. Because if you play it for a couple weeks and put it away and it collects dust, it doesn't do anybody any good. You gotta have fun, keep it light, stay motivated, keep practicing, and have fun. That's about it for me. I'm Steve with My Guitar Journey. Please like, subscribe, comment, and stick around for more videos. Thanks so much.